Some people who maybe don't agree with the president-elect saying, now is not the time to give up. It's time to invest. It's time to stay here. It's time to focus on our community. With you leaving, someone with that mindset might be like, are you giving up?
No, that's fair. I mean, I would honestly just ask the question, is it worth it to you to fight the fight? Do you have that fight in you? Because honestly, I don't have it. Instead of trying to change an entire country, when I can simply remove myself and go somewhere else and by default be happier, I'm choosing peace.
Boy, we got to talk about a heartwarming story. And I got to tell you guys, this story right here definitely makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside because you have this woke liberal woman along with a bunch of other Trump deranged individuals deciding that, you know what, we're going to leave the United States of America. Okay, we are going to evacuate. We're quitting fighting racism, hate, and bigotry. We're done. We're leaving. Okay, due to the election of former President Donald Trump, okay, who beat Kamala Harris in a landslide. Some people have gotten the message and they said, you know what, we're leaving. We're done with this country. And I got to tell you guys, I support this movement 100%. Okay, if liberals want to leave this country for greener pastures, right, in other parts of the world, great. I'm totally fine with this. So again, I am making this video in support of any individual who wants to follow the path of this woke black woman and leave the United States of America. So let's get into it.
When it comes to the American dream, I feel that I lived it, and it's literally the reason that I left. We were in our 3-story townhome. We had the trucks. I was in my big girl corporate 6-figure job. We had the things, and it wasn't a dream. It was more of like a fuzz, really.
32-year-old Bianca Lynch is a full-time digital nomad. And while she's always known travel would be a part of her life, after the results of the 2024 election, she says she's making it permanent.
It's very, very hard for us to see ourselves coming back and being in this country, having to be around that many people who felt that is someone who needs to be in power.
Kamala, you're fired. Get out.
She's not alone in looking to leave the country because of the results of the election.
Here are some of the easiest ways to leave the country as an American.
I want to share some of the easiest visas that you can get that'll probably get you out of the country in the next year.
I'm moving again. Yay!
Google searches for digital nomad visas, how to move to Canada, and best countries to move to all peaked the day after the election.
I would say that right now, since the election, the biggest trend is people looking for a plan B, no pun intended, but they're looking for a place where they can go if a certain line in the sand is crossed.
Jen Barnett and her husband moved to Mexico from Birmingham, Alabama after the 2016 election. In 2022, they founded Expatsy to help fellow Americans travel and move abroad.
Our site really first took off when Roe versus Wade was overturned, and that's when I turned in my notice of my job and realized it could be more than a weekend project.
Jen says her site saw 10 months worth of traffic in the 2 weeks after the election, and the top reasons people say they want to leave has changed. With 72% of visitors to their website citing the U.S. being too conservative as the reason they want to move.
Hey, I support it, right? I support it. This makes me happy, okay? If you got a bunch of liberals saying we're leaving, which means hopefully, their votes are leaving too, okay? You're going to stop voting. You got to stop living here, right? Breathing our air, taking up our resources, being a drag on this country. I support it, right? I support it. Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I do not think that a vast majority of the individuals that leave this country are going to do so permanently, right? These individuals that they're highlighting in this little clip here, they're what I like to call grifters, right? Because all of them are making money off leaving, right? They didn't go to another country and actually get an actual job there. No. They're making money off of trying to get other people to leave the United States of America. Now, everybody who leaves the country is not going to be able to go overseas and be some type of digital nomad influencer that makes money off of trying to convince other people to leave, right? Everybody's not going to be able to do that. And my gut feeling is that most of the people who realize that, wait, if I leave, I actually have to get a real job in one of these other countries, they're going to come back, right? Because they're going to understand, they're going to find out real quickly that the grass is not greener on the other side, right? That moving to some of these other countries doesn't mean that your life is going to get better. They're going to appreciate some of the things that you may take for granted in the United States of America. Like, for example, consistent hot water, right? Or consistent electricity or internet. You know, things that you don't really get when you move to some of these countries that are significantly cheaper than the United States of America. But again, if you're not going over there with a huge retirement fund or some grift in which you can still make money off of being an American, right? I don't think it's going to work out very well. Because I'm telling you, all of these things that these individuals think it's so much better in other countries really ain't that much better. Like, for example, when it comes to free healthcare, okay? Some people have to find out the hard way that free healthcare ain't really free, and it definitely costs.
I really don't want to keep telling you this story. Here I am again for the third time going to the United States to get faster cancer care. This time because my tumor markers are starting to trend upwards. They're just outside the normal range, and time is of the essence. For those of you who don't know, a year and a half ago I was diagnosed with a stage 4 ovarian cancer, extremely aggressive. I was diagnosed in Canada, and had I waited for treatment there, I would have died. Instead, because I'm a dual citizen, I went down to the United States, where I'm also a veteran, activated medical benefits, and barely saved my life. Barely got treatment in the nick of time. Treated it aggressively, had the surgeries. March of 2024, I was declared no evidence of disease. Unfortunately, this is a very aggressive cancer. 90 to 95% chance of recurrence with this cancer. So we have done everything we can to be as aggressive as the cancer. We've thrown everything at it since I came home. As most of you know, anything and everything. But it looks like it's trying to make a comeback. So here in Canada, they told me, yeah, maybe we can get you in a CT scanner in about 2 weeks. Meanwhile, the US oncology team said, get down here right now, we can get you in today. So I'm gonna be down there, I'll be in a CT scanner tomorrow. This is an aggressive cancer, so we have to be aggressive. There is no wasting time. So here we are, on our way to the US again.
But we'll see. All I'm saying is that I support it 100%. 100%.
Which she says is a 30% increase from before the election.
What would you say your life was like living under the first Trump presidency?
It felt like that administration gave a lot of people the permission to essentially say and do whatever they wanted.
Imagine being so weak and fragile that you're leaving because people say mean things, right? I'm leaving because Trump has emboldened people to say mean things to me, which again is not happening, by the way, right? As a black person, I can tell you, firsthand experience, I have not experienced an uptick in mean things being said to me by Trump supporters, right? Or so-called racists. Now, I have experienced an uptick in mean things being said to me by liberals, right? Who don't like black conservatives. But outside of that, yeah, I haven't experienced any of the uptick in hate and bigotry that people claim happens after Republicans or, after Trump gets elected. I haven't experienced it. Haven't seen it, right? So, again, I'm not sure exactly what these people are talking about. I think it's in their head, right, to be honest with you.
I was always aware that I was a black woman because that's the life of being a black woman in the US, but I was hyper aware during that time. I always tell people there has not been one country I've ever been to where I didn't feel safe because I was black outside of the United States.
Bianca grew up in North Carolina. 5 years ago, she took an extended trip abroad.
I did 4 countries in 4 months. I did Chile, Peru, Colombia, and Mexico. I was in awe, and I honestly was transformed as a person.
She came back to the US for a couple of years, got married, and decided to start traveling again, quitting her corporate 9-to-5 lifestyle to share her digital nomad life to her over 21,000 followers.
That we've been working on.
You know, some people who maybe don't agree with the president-elect saying, now is not the time to give up. It's time to invest. It's time to stay here. It's time to focus on our community. With you leaving, someone with that mindset might be like, are you giving up?
No, that's fair. I mean, I would honestly just ask the question, is it worth it to you to fight the fight? Do you have that fight in you? Because honestly, I don't have it. Instead of trying to change an entire country, when I can simply remove myself and go somewhere else and by default be happier, I'm choosing peace.
Hey, more power to you. More power to you. I'm happy for you too. You're giving up fighting racism, right? Now, again, if we get all these other people as well too, yeah, give up fighting racism, right? It is a fight that you're not gonna win. Give it up and just leave, right? In fact, I would take it even further, right? If you really want to stick it to the United States of America, okay, you really want to stick it to us. Not only can you leave and go to another country, but you can just give up your citizenship altogether, right? Just give it up, right? Just go ahead and get rid of it, right? Therefore, you don't even have to think about coming back, right? You can just stay wherever you're at permanently. I highly encourage it, right? I'm just saying, I'm very supportive of this. But all jokes aside, which, I mean, low-key, that's not a joke. I mean, I'm being kind of serious. But this woman, she's not really giving up. She's grifting, right? You don't leave a 6-figure job, right? This woman claims she had a 6-figure job, a nice, 3-bedroom, 2-bath townhome, while claiming she's a victim, by the way, right? Just imagine making 6 figures and having a nice house, literally living the American dream is like, nah, I hate this. I don't like this because racism, right? Because of hate and bigotry, because of Trump. Okay, imagine being that delusional. Okay, but who knows? Maybe this is real. Maybe it's not. I just doubt it. Right? I really got my doubts about the sincerity of this woman. She's leaving because she knows that she can make more money grifting. She can make more money being a so-called digital nomad, telling people how great it is to go and live in these other countries, right? And she get to travel off of these people, right? She gets to travel. She's probably selling some type of course, some program, right? Doing all that, okay? But again, I'm telling you, a vast majority of the people that decide to follow these people, they're not going to get the same result, because I guarantee you, this woman is not living in the real parts of these countries that she's going to, right? She's probably in the touristy areas. She's probably in the areas where, it's kind of nice, okay? But again, the longer that you stay there, you're going to realize that even those areas aren't really that nice.
Bianca just spent a few months in Colombia with her husband Mel, and now is back home with her sister Felicia, spending part of the holidays with family before packing up again and traveling to South Africa.
It was tradition, Christmas music, and putting up the tree.
Dang, you ain't have to be like it was tradition. I'm here now.
I mean, it still is. That's why I said we was gonna do it before you left again, so we could do it together. It's not as fun by myself.
All good.
So you said you will not be coming back to the U.S. since Trump won the last election. Have you told your family this?
Yes and no. I know that our family knows that we plan on being abroad for a while. I don't think they understand that we don't plan on living permanently in the U.S. again. We're just sort of passive aggressively dropping these hints.
Why is that?
I don't know how they will take it. We don't want to hurt anyone. This is one reason why I'm constantly encouraging people to travel, to get out of this misconception of travel is dangerous and the United States is the safest country in the world, because people worry. These people are asking me questions when I'm live in Vietnam, like, are you safe? Are you safe in Colombia? And I'm like, are y'all safe?
Colombia does have one of the highest...
So you seen that, you heard that. Okay. I'm just saying, I don't think that this woman is being sincere, but maybe she is. There are major tax benefits to living outside of the United States for a certain amount of time. I know, because one of my friends takes advantage of this, where he just lives everywhere except the United States because it helps save on taxes. So I'm just saying, like, I can see the grift a mile away, right? But if it encourages others to do the same thing, I'm with it. I'm 100% for it, man. If it makes you happy to live somewhere else and to be in some other country, great. Since America's so bad, all I can say is that I respect it, right? I respect people who actually decide that, I'm leaving, instead of just, staying here and boohoo-whining and crying and making everybody else lives as miserable as theirs. So, hey, more power to this woman. But my gut feeling tells me that a vast majority of people that leave will be coming back. But, if they stay, that's great too. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.